Hello there, everybody, and welcome to the Final Four for the Pokemon Switch Draft League. Sorry, we've had a bit of a delay between this. I've had a lot of hours at my real-world job and some other stuff like that going on, but we're here for the Final Four for tonight. We got, in the first matchup here, we got Nightmare AC at 8-2, the 1 seed, playing against the 5 seed, the Mystic Magikarp at 8-5. In the first round, all of the lower seeds won. So we're going to see if they can keep that going or if we're going to have the top seed get everybody. All right, let's see. Let's do tournament, and then we'll do the champion music for the championship. Alright, Mystic Magikarp and Nightmare AC, Game 1. Actually, real quick, can I pull up my phone over here where I normally have it? Can I pull up who the lead was supposed to be for this team? I think they told me. If I can't find it, I'll have to make my own call. Nope, okay, no lead suggested, so I'm going to go with Rotom. It's been a reliable lead for this team all season, and they don't really have anything that's super effective against it, because even with the Hippowdon, we have Levitate, so, like, not a whole lot they can really do to us there. Like, even if it's Hippowdon, like, we could just overheat. Oh my gosh. Well, at least I didn't make the mistake this time. My opponent didn't pick all 5 Pokemon, so I'll be back in a second after we get that corrected. Alright, corrected this time. We'll see how this goes. Alright, Nightmare and Magikarp. As my pen is trying to escape. There we go. Alright, so it's Hippowdon first. Let's see here. They're gonna probably switch. I don't know if they have anything they could actually switch into, though, is the thing. Like, a lot of these don't want to take an overheat. They might just have to leave Hippowdon, and I don't know. Like, looking at their team, yeah, Lucario's weak to fire. Same with Ninetales. We do Raichu's frail, so that would hurt a lot. Zapdos probably doesn't want to get an overheat. We're just gonna go into overheat and see what happens. They're staying in. Hippowdon tanks it pretty well. Now, the real question here is they might try Slack Off. So do I switch and risk them getting a Slack Off? Or do I hope that a -2 overheat can get the job done here? I'm going to play for overheat, and if it doesn't work, we'll switch into Lapras on the next turn. Come on. Get lucky. Is it enough? Not enough. They did not slack off, though. Alright, well, we went 3 for 3 on overheat, and the game didn't try to heal, so that's a knockout for Rotom, and kind of questionable downing of Hippowdon. That is not good for them, because I'm not sure that they can really fight Rotom. They needed to keep Hippowdon around. That's a shame, because if they would have slacked off, like, eventually our overheats would have been so weak we would have had to switch. So, I'm not really sure what the logic was there. We're going to Volt Switch, because our attack is, like, -4 at this point. We do survive long enough to get the Volt Switch off. I was going to say, it's not going to do anything because of our attack drop, but still. What do we have to fight this thing with? It's fighting and flying. So neutral to... I think it has a dark move, though. Fighting's bad again for us here, but we have ice attacks. I'm going to go Garchomp. The sand is up. Maybe we can take advantage of it. I say that, it's going to go away this turn. Nope, okay, so yeah, we get one turn at least to try and take advantage of it. Now, the real question is, are they going to switch? I'm going to Rock Slide. I bet you they're going to put Ninetales in because of the Ice Fairy combination. Either that or Lucario. Lucario doesn't make sense though because we can Earthquake it. Okay, so it is the Ninetales. If we don't miss the Rock Slide, this could actually be a really good prediction. We did not miss it. I thought about going for Swords Dance, but I think this was the better play. Now, I don't know who's faster here. I want to say it's Garchomp, but I'm really not sure. I'm going to put Lapras in, because if it goes for Blizzard, we're ice and water. It shouldn't hurt much. Which is what it did. Okay. Except for Lucario, I can't see them switching anything in. I'm gonna Surf. Because I think they're gonna switch. I've been pretty good so far on guessing that. And it continues. Who are they switching to? Lucario, okay. We might want to switch then. That's a pretty good hit, but we die immediately to that thing's fighting moves. But if it gets Earthquake... I don't want to really give it a free shot at Garchomp. I'm going to throw Rotom away just so that we don't lose something more valuable. So, because we can get a clean switch, we can put Garchomp in without taking damage, for example. Rotom will go down. Lucario took a little bit more damage anyway, as a result. The only problem now is I gotta call their bluff, because they could switch into Zapdos to avoid the Earthquake. I think, well, everything else dies, though, to Earthquake. Raichu dies, Lucario dies, and the Ninetales is injured. We're just gonna Earthquake, and if they switch and predict it, kudos for them. I've been right so far on the switching, so, like, it won't be that. Yeah, I was going to say, so if I'm wrong once, I'm still winning on those switch predictions more often than I'm losing. Okay. It doesn't have any ice moves. I'm going to go, well, I guess I could on Dragon Rush. With fighting, that's going to be a neutral hit. We are faster. Not great, not bad either. Would have been nice if we could have had that flinch to stop the agility. Well, now that I know that it's basically the same, we're just going to go Dragon Rush. Alright, Garchomp hangs on, but the defense goes down. That's not great. But we do land the Dragon Rush. And that saves us because it would have kicked our butts for sure next turn with that defense drop. Almost hit the pause recording button by accident, as we found out in a battle earlier this season. I've got the keyboard turned off now. So Zapdos almost started to go wild there. Nightmare very lucky that Garchomp got the Dragon Rush to work. That could have been really bad. I think we win now because I don't think we have enough damage for them to extreme speed us. We might just outspeed everything that remains if we can get by the Raichu here. We're faster. I think we just win with Garchomp now. Losing Hippowdon really hurt for the Magikarp. Like, if the game wouldn't have thrown Hippowdon away, I think it creates a totally different matchup because it could just outlast Rotom until it doesn't have Overheat anymore, and that would force Nightmare to put something else in the game. That's definitely the strategy we're going to go with when we're doing Game 2 of this series. They're going extreme speed. Not enough. Garchomp survives the critical hit. I will say, though, in the first round, all the higher seeds won Game 1, and then the lower seeds won Game 2 and 3. So far, we're still following that same logic. Ninetales is faster than Garchomp. Well, then my question is, why were they using Lucario in Extreme Speed? Why didn't they have Ninetales in earlier? Like, that is my big question. Like, why was it not in the game earlier? It's a couple misplays by the opponent in this one. We're just going to Meteor Mash. We don't need to bother with agility. We're just going to get the knockout if we don't get frozen. Metagross takes out the Ninetales. But see, that's an example. If they had Hippowdon could have taken on Metagross. Like, that was a big misplay not having Hippowdon there for a lot of that game. But nonetheless, Game 1 is in the books. And we'll see if the Magikarp can turn it around in Games 2 and 3 or not. Gotta turn the keyboard back on so I can type now. Let's see here. That is Nightmare lead Series 1-0. Okay, so next up we've got the 6 seed, the Pokemon Power, and the 7 seed Harper's Ferry Haunter. The last two teams that got into the playoffs are in the Final Four. Harper's Ferry Haunter, in particular, would not have made the playoffs if we stuck with the original 6-team format that we had in the preseason. So, funny how we expand the playoffs and one of the teams advances, right? All right. I don't think there was a desired lead for the Power either. There was not. So I'll have to actually just pick something. Haunter was smart. They split their team up to 3 legendaries in both lineups, it looks like. If I go Tyranitar, they could go Heatran. or Registeel, and then the Sandstorm's not really doing anything for us. Moltres doesn't help a whole lot except for Charizard and Heracross. Alakazam might be our only hope to outspeed or at least have a shot at fighting Azelf. Walrein is going to be our desperation play. I think we go Tyranitar. We just set up that Sandstorm and hope for the best from there. If it does happen to be something we're bad against, we retreat, of course. Oh boy. Get me some water here. So it is Azelf. I think it does get... Well, I'm going to Dragon Dance because it usually nasty plots first. And even with a super effective hit, with us having the boost in special defense from the Sandstorm, we might be okay. Might be. One Dragon Dance might be enough to take it out if we survive the oncoming attack. Alright, we're going straight in the crunch. I'm not going to try to get greedy with the Dragon Dances. Azelf is very scary as it is already. It might still one-shot us. Tyranitar toughs it out. Do we land crunch? We do. Is it enough? Azelf goes down to Tyranitar. I'm going to have to pause for a second, everybody, I guess. Let me check. I'm getting noises from my door. False alarm, ladies and gentlemen. My neighbor just made some noise and it freaked my dogs out. Did they not pick a Pokemon while I got away? Why? Are they using up the whole freaking time? They sure are. I thought for sure they would have picked something while I was at the door. I was worried about the timer going off. We don't want to be out for this. Moltres. Yeah, it would have been a dead Tyranitar, alright. We got Azelf down early. Both games have had someone go down pretty early. Let's see. It's going to be Charizard or Heatran. Because they're going to expect fire or flying. I don't think it'll be Registeel in case we were going to use fire. I'm going to assume it's Heatran because I think it has the Flash Fire ability. So I'm going to do Agility since I'm not sure. I thought about doing Scorching Sands, but it could be Charizard. It is Heatran. Okay. I should have done Scorching Sands. But hey, we'll have double speed at least. Alright, Scorching Sands. We're faster because of the agility. We hurt Heatran a lot. We didn't take it out, but we hurt it a lot. Dragon Pulse. That shouldn't beat us unless it gets a crit. Moltres is fine. The Sandstorm goes away now. Alright, looking good. Looking good. Heatran should go down here. And it does. Heatran goes down to Moltres. All right, looking good, looking good. If we can get by the Charizard, which is coming out now, if we can get by the Charizard, Moltres could maybe, like, just take out the rest of the team. Well, yeah, because we got the agility up, so we should outspeed everything. Hurricane. We land the first Hurricane. Charizard's down bad and confused. Come on, hit yourself. Nope, they went Dragon Dance. If we land another Hurricane, it won't matter. I don't think that Charizard at 1.5 will be faster than Moltres at double, but we'll find out. Moltres is faster. We're 2 for 2 on the Hurricane. Charizard goes down. Let's see here. Why are they taking so long to pick? They only got 2 things left. Right, anyway, while they're doing that. Well, now they pick. Okay. Trying to figure out the last game. It was 3-0, right? Yes. Okay. And write down the final score. I just wrote down who won. Alright. So Registeel. We're just going to go straight up to Flamethrower. Registeel tanks it, but our Flamethrower would do the trick. Here comes an Ice Punch. It is not enough. It could survive an attack, though, if it's like a low damage roll. It is not. Registeel goes down. Alright, can Heracross get the win? Because we could always miss our Hurricane, so, like, this thing isn't over yet. Naturally, we're going to do Hurricane, though, because it's 4 times effective if it does hit. That should be ball game. Heracross goes down. The Power have won. Oh, heck off. I love my dogs, but they're being extra annoying for some reason right now. Alright, that is a sweep. A 5-0 victory for the Power. That is a... that's a good start. That is a good start. In Haunter's case, not the best start. Wow. That's a way to kick off the first round. Okay, of battles for today. I'll be back in just a moment after we get the after we get the teams swapped around here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for game 2 of all the series. This first one is Nightmare AC and Mystic Magikarp. This time I am in control of Mystic Magikarp. Assuming I can get the thing to work with me here. There we go. So, we got game 3 here of the day. Let's get it going. I'm not going to waste Hippowdon like the computer did, but we'll see if I get in that situation. I am going to lead Hippowdon. Well, second thought. I'm going to lead Raichu. Because I feel like the game is still going to lead Rotom. Because it's a very popular lead. So far this season for both the opponent and myself when we're the teams. Now with how well it did against Hippowdon, I would believe that they're going to go with that first. And if they switch, we're still getting damage on something, because I'm not going to Thunderbolt the Rotom. Yep, there we go, it is Rotom. Alright. Surf whatever it is that comes out. They are switching. Okay. I thought about doing Nasty Plot, but, like, I was worried if it was, like, Garchomp here, for example, even if we Nasty Plot, it would just outspeed us and beat us next turn, so I'd rather take the damage here. Not as much as I would have hoped for a neutral hit, but we got something on the board. Alright. We'll go Thunderous Kick here. Dragon Rush hitting again has not missed yet today. And they got the flinch on top of it. That sucks. Man, that really sucks. Well, yeah, let's do Hippowdon, because yes, it could activate Garchomp's Sand Veil, but at the same time, we do have Ice Fang if they stay in. And Dragon Rush will eventually miss, I would hope. Not yet, though, of course. But we're bulky. We are just fine. We are just fine. I'm going to slack off because I was going to say there's no way in heck we're outspeeding it. Alright, so it did 63 damage. We were at 119. And we're back to 148, so we actually gained ground. See, this is what they should have done against the Rotom last battle. Alright, I'm going to Ice Fang since we got some of our health back. I would love to go Fissure, but, like, we got a 4 times effective hit. They're going Swords Dance. They're trying to make sure their Earthquake can just take us out. Okay. Not a bad idea. Probably should have done that a turn earlier. Big hit there. Did we get a... Nope, I was hoping for a freeze or something. Alright, this could be a moment of the truth. Is it enough to take us out? It is not. Hippowdon tanks it. But we missed the 95% accurate Ice Fang. Oh. 95% accurate. We tanked the move and we... Oh, come on. The switching isn't going to really help us because it outspeeds. The one thing we have is we know that not from earlier the Ninetales outspeeds it, and we do have Lucario's extreme speed. Well, Hippowdon, you at least fared better this battle, buddy. Well, it's damaged enough that Lucario should be able to take it out with extreme speed. Oh, they switched. That was smart. Say, because Garchomp is fast enough, you could save it with a little bit of health for later, maybe. That was not a bad move by them. Do we have Earthquake? I forget. We might be okay. I think both of these steel Pokemon have Earthquake. Metagross tanks it. It goes for agility, so now it's faster. The question is, do we tank an Earthquake on our end? We most certainly do not. Alright. And Metagross has that agility up, so it's going to be faster. I want to save Ninetales for the Garchomp. Yeah, with that agility, we're going to have trouble against Metagross here. They might win the battle with that. Depends on if Zapdos can get a move off or not, I think, honestly. Going for Zen Headbutt. They don't miss. They're landing all the inaccurate moves. I mean, Dragon Rush is 75% accurate, and they haven't missed one yet. Are we still... I mean, Raichu's pretty fast. Are we still faster after the agility, though, is the question. And we are not. Alright, I don't think Ninetales is going to be able to bring us back, but we'll see. This will be our first series that doesn't go to the third game if we can't make a comeback here. Lands the Meteor Mash. It hit every single move they tried. And that is a reverse sweep for Nightmare. Some bad luck on some of those breaks. Like the flinch after the Dragon Rush, for example, when it looked like Hippowdon was going to take out Garchomp. So unfortunately, that's how not Nightmare. That's how Mystic Magikarp's season comes to an end. Nightmare, however, congrats to them. They are moving on. They have been in every single championship since we started this league. This will be their 6th consecutive championship appearance. So in their previous 5, they've won 2 of the 5. Alrighty. We're moving on to to find out possibly who they're playing against. Will Harper's Ferry Haunter force a Game 3, or will the Power be playing the Nightmare, which would be a rematch of our very first championship when it was between the Atlanta Firo and the Pokemon Power. So let's see what we got going on here. Now this one was a 5-0 sweep in the Power's favor in the first game. Let's see. I am being told to start Azelf again. I would have liked to lead the Heracross against the Tyranitar that I know is going to be leading, but I am going to respect the wishes of how the owner does this, runs their team. All right. Which team will be joining the Nightmare in the championship? Well, we saw from last time, this doesn't bode super well for Azelf. If we try to nasty plot and then attack. So I'm going to go straight into attacking and see how that goes. Not great. Still not great. Heracross. Well, they didn't do crunch like I would have done that turn, so misplay on my part trying to switch into that. Going for Stone Edge, it hits, and it's a neutral knockout. was hoping since it was neutral it wouldn't be a knockout, but yeah. We go Iron Defense. Oh, wow. Well, okay, we should unbody press. That's my bad. I figured with Registeel's sky-high defenses, we'd tank it more than that. Unfortunate. Sandstorm's gone at least. I mean, that's not going to help a lot, but it's something. I think at this point, our only hope is that maybe we can get it to miss Stone Edge. It is 80% accurate. Nah, of course they landed. I think this is going to be a Tyranitar sweep. Man, I would have liked to have Hera cross at the lead to start, because then, like, we could have close combated it while it was Dragon Dancing. Flash Cannon, we're not going to live to get that attack off, but... Alright, looks like the Power are going to sweep Haunter in both matchups. We do go first. We hit it hard, but not enough. There's the crunch. And the Power are moving on to the championship. A Power sweep and a Tyranitar sweep. 5-0. Power sweeping the series completely from the Haunter. So our championship will be the Power and Nightmare. I'm going to update all the standings, everything. I'll be right back to show the tournament bracket. See you in just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We've got the updated standings, as you can see here. The updated schedules. Nightmare moving on to their 6th straight championship appearance. Pokemon Power making their 2nd appearance. I did not update the standings board here. I will do that in post. The top 2 are Power and Nightmare, of course. They're the 2 advancing. And I'll need to. I don't think I updated the record after the regular season ended, to be honest. I'll have to double check that. Let's see, that should have been 55 battles. We got up there 64. So no, that is right. So I will have to update that. I was 2-2 against the computer today. Won the first 2, lost the second 2. So that correct record will be 37-31. My worst year, really, in that regard. So it's been a wild season. Updated statistics: Nightmare, Garchomp up to 17 knockouts now after its wild run today, and Metagross has 9. Power, Tyranitar also up to 17 after having a massive day. Moltres at 10 after a massive day. So the 2 of them getting way up there in the stat sheet. Harper's Ferry Haunter, Registeel did finally go down a couple more times. No Latios in the Final 4. No Latios. Heatran 05. To think Heatran was an MVP candidate last season. 4 Harper's Ferry Haunter, and this year went 05. Wow. Just shows you never know what you're going to get in Pokemon battles. And for Moltres, Mystic Magikarp, really good season. Just unfortunate bounces, like the game mismanaged Hippowdon and Ninetales in the first game. And the second game, Hippowdon got flinched. And that was all she wrote pretty much at that point. So there's the bracket. I can get my mouse to cooperate. So as you can see, that we start out with, that's what the first round looked like. Final four was those 4 teams. Championship now, Nightmare AC at 10-2 against Pokemon Power at 10-5. Both these teams deserve to be here. Nightmare was the 1 seed all season long. Really, any of those Final Four teams could deserve to be here. But Nightmare deserves to be here. They've been the best team all season long. And Pokemon Power not only fought their way through the bracket to get here, but absolutely dominated the Haunter in the Final Four. I mean, 2 sweeps to get there. So these 2 teams deserve to be here, and it's going to be interesting to see who can come out on top out of those 2. If you liked what you saw here today, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, all that YouTube nonsense. And we'll see you next time with another episode, the Championship Week episode of the Pokemon Switch Draft League. All right, see you then. Bye-bye.